I want to talk about why I do not use hotkeys as a stock day trader. And this is a comment, I take that back. I don't know if it's common, but it comes up every now and then in the comment section. Clay, you should use hotkeys. Clay, why aren't you using hotkeys? Clay, you're a total newbie. Why are you on YouTube? You don't use hotkeys, therefore you don't know what you're doing. I always find that jump of logic a little interesting, but regardless, you know what? I figured I get enough of it where if I could just link people to this video, it can kind of save me the hassle of maybe having to type things up. Because if you're new to the channel, I do reply, or I do my best to reply to every single comment. So I'm just trying to work as efficiently as possible here, but I don't use hotkeys, and this is why. And I want to also preface this all by saying, I'm not saying this is how it's got to be. I 100% respect you. If you disagree with what I'm about to talk about, I understand where you're coming from, and I can understand, and I fully realize your angle of things. I'm just saying this is how it works for me. So this is not a video. So if you're a beginner day trader, just getting started in the stock market or really any financial market, I'm not saying, hey, this is how it's gotta be. No, I'm saying that this is why I don't use it. And if you think that they work better for you, then fantastic. And I'm not trying to insult your intelligence with this first part, but just to set up a little context about how the market works is you're right here and right there is going to be a thought, right? So you have a thought about a trade or something you want to do. But in order to implement the thought, in order to put the thought in motion, you need to do what? Well, you need to come over here and you need to hit some sort of button. That could be a buy, that could be a sell, that could be, that button could represent a bunch of things. But the pointer being is you have a thought, but in order to turn the thought to reality, you need that button. And the big debate, I don't know if it's a debate, but what people are getting at, which I understand, is this right here. So from thought to, in fact, let me put that, reality. So from thought to reality, this is time, right? Meaning some people that say you should be using hotkeys, you want to be able to take that thought, put into reality, boom, as fast as possible. And I agree. In some situations, for some people, I 100% agree that taking the thought to reality, boom, as fast as possible, it can have many benefits. However, in my case, and what I've just discovered for me personally, is that if I actually slow myself down, it helps me out. Not always, but generally speaking, it helps me out. And I suppose this could all of a sudden change, but I've been trading for I don't know, since 2006, been on YouTube since 2013. But what I have noticed for me is we have time, but during this time, we also have something else going on. So during time, up here, we have price movements. So I'll just do this, price going up and down, up and down, up and down. And that is why, of course, you want to, as people would say, you want to make this as fast as possible, thought to reality as fast as possible, because during this time, prices are going up and down, up and down. Now, this is also why it pertains to day traders. If you're a swing trader and you're like, yeah, I'm making actions like twice a day, twice a week, maybe you're some sort of super long-term swing trader and you're making things like you make a couple decisions every month or so, then yeah, this right here doesn't pertain to you. A swing trader, at least not that I'm aware of, would ever need hotkeys. So this is definitely in the world of day trading, intraday trading, scalping. Any of those terms are the same thing. But you just care about thought to reality as fast as possible. But for me, what I've seen is, this is just me, I suppose it's something I could always get better at, but sometimes my thoughts are not as good as they could be. But because you can do it so fast, because you can put your thought into reality so fast, I would do it and then be like, oh, man, if I just would have waited literally a second, that would have really helped me out. But the way I do it now is, I'm using my cursor and I'll scroll things around. Sometimes I'll even type out a price that I want in. And yes, it does technically take a second. maybe 2 seconds more, which again, I get it. You're like, Clay, what is the point of this video? Who cares if it's a second or 2 seconds more? But I'm telling you, in the world of intraday trading, that can be, I mean, think about it, 1001, 1002. A stock can move quite a bit. And through my experience, so for example, let's just say that I get in a stock at, and I'm just totally making this up, $100. And my thought is, okay, I think it's done. I think it's done. When it's at 150. So hotkey, boom, you get out at 150. However, if I actually force myself to be like, all right, well, let me type in 150. By the time I get it typed in and then go and press the button for 150, in many cases, that price is now at 175, 185. Who knows? Maybe, depending on the momentum, could even be 101. So in other words, because I acted slower, I actually got more from the trade. I gained more profit. And my tendency is sometimes I'm a little too quick with my thoughts. I'm a little too antsy. I mean, have you ever been there before where you get in a trade and you're like, okay, yeah. And your thoughts, you just get a little too, now they're not wrong thoughts, but maybe they're just a little too ahead of themselves. And because of those hotkeys, they allow you to boom and then okay. But like I said, by slowing myself down, because in my situation, if I'm in a trade, and this is going to sound cocky and arrogant, I don't mean it to, but if I'm in a trade, then, odds are what I think is going to happen most likely will happen. No, not all the time. And nothing's guaranteed, so I don't mean it in a guaranteed way, but once you get out there, once you learn how to read patterns and understand the markets, then, and that's really our job as traders, is to put ourselves in most likely situations. I think that this is most likely to happen. And if you're doing it right, then yeah, it will most likely happen. Not all the time, but most of the time. So because I'm in a most likely situation, it actually benefits me to just slow down and let what I think is going to happen. And by not using hotkeys, it does allow me to slow down. Now, the counter argument is also true, and it also has happened to me. Sometimes, it would have been nice to have gotten out because that actually cost me a little money. I could have gotten out quicker, but because I went a little slower, I ended up losing more money, or I didn't make as much money as I could have. And that is totally possible. That happens to me. It will always continue to happen. But like I said, generally speaking, because I'm in most likely situations, just slowing myself down helps out quite a bit. And it's one of those things where, and I don't even know if I'm doing justice explaining it. I almost wonder if it's something that you just kind of have to experience on your own. But that's why I don't use the hotkeys. Slowing myself down helps me slow my thoughts down a little bit. And because I'm in those situations that are most likely to happen, I just need to, and by slowing myself down, it just allows them to happen. And it can only be a couple seconds difference, but sometimes that second difference can make quite a bit difference. Or else you're thinking, you get the order typed in and then you look and you're like, oh, okay, wow, it went even more in my favor. I'm gonna hold off even more. And then you don't even get out, and now all of a sudden you were thinking you wanted to get out 150, which a hotkey would have done. But because it takes you time to type in 150, and then you look at the chart and you're thinking, oh, wow, it's at 101 and looking even stronger. Let me just calm down. Boom. Hey, now it's at 101.25. So in that situation, that's what I mean. It helps me that much more by just slowing down. I don't say, and I started the video, I'm going to end the video. Again, I'm not saying this is how you have to do it. I'm not saying people that use hotkeys are stupid. I'm not saying hotkeys are bad. I'm not saying that in the least. I'm just saying for me, hotkeys almost make me too fast, if that even makes sense. But I like to just operate a tad bit slower, and there are pros and cons, like I said, but this is why I don't use hotkeys. So, I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you use hotkeys? Do you not use them? What are your thoughts? I understand, like, Clay, you're stupid for not using them. Hey, I respect your opinion, but like I said, just from me and my experience, it just works out better for me this way. And I suppose never say never. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll get back into using hotkeys. I don't know. I've learned to never close any windows fully here, but as of now, I'm happy with this approach to the markets. But this is why I do it. So if you enjoyed the video, if you want me to make more of these kind of explanation type videos, I don't know, ask me any questions that you have down below that I can maybe do a video on this. And I'm more than happy to do that. But let me know in the comment section. And then also check out the channel as a whole. You'll see everything I talked about here implemented. There's one of my playlists has, I don't know, 350 videos of just live trade videos, maybe even more now. I don't know, I've lost count. But you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here in those videos. You'll see sometimes where by not using hotkeys, it helps make me more money. And in other situations, you can easily argue, oh, Clay, you would have made more, or you actually lost because of that. And that happens too. But you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here in a real world setting with all those live trade videos. So check those out. And then hopefully you decide to hit that subscribe button, as I would love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.